Welcome to FNB Field. Paul Miller and Steve Hassinger. We are here for game number 2 as the Knights were victorious in game number 1, 4-2. Here in game 2, we're going to see Dalton Kohler. Again, those of you who are fans of the Nightly News, of course, know Dalton from calling basketball games this year. He called the ladies' games for Knights basketball. Of course, he can't be here with us calling games here because, he's out on the field. So Paul Miller, Steve Hassinger here with you today. Going to be looking forward to seeing what Kohler comes up with. Kohler has struggled thus far on the season. Has had a couple of tough outings so far, but hoping to get back on the right track here today. In terms of his numbers, he has appeared in 2 games, started 1 in 6 2/3 innings. He's allowed 12 hits, 5 earned runs, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts with a 6.75 ERA. So again, hoping to get off the schneid. And Steve, after that exciting victory in the home opener here, what are we expecting in game 2?
Well, we are expecting the Knights to run their winning streak from 4 games to 5 games because now they have won 4 in a row. As we mentioned in game 1, they've gotten off to a little bit of a slow start this year, as did Hazelton. However, both teams have been playing much better baseball lately, and the Knights now have 4 wins in a row, 5 of their last 7 with that victory in game 1.
As Kohler warms up here. Again, if you're just joining us, apologies for the camera. It is quite windy out here, and it does impact our camera, so try to keep it as straight as we possibly can.
But we do still have some sunshine, and again, not a bad crowd considering that it's 45 degrees and winds up to 20-25 mile an hour. But again, never a bad day to be at the ballpark.
You got that right.
Field looks great for this time of, for any time of year, really. But field just looks great, and you think about it, there were some years where, we had high water during the winters and so forth. The field would actually not even be playable now, but conditions are great here today.
Starts it off with a strike. Hazelton comes in here 4-10 with today's earlier loss, while the Knights run it to 5-4. Another sweep here in their first home games of the season would be great. As Kohler just off the plate. And the pitch. Kohler looks amped up today.
And Paul, in game 1, Cameron Smiley did a really nice job of pitching out of trouble, but he was in trouble every inning that he was in there, really. So it would be really nice here to see Kohler be able to start out with a 1-2-3 inning, not a stressful inning to get the game going here.
The 3-1 from Kohler. Right across home plate, runs the count full. What an exciting contest. Low scoring to start, but then the Knights' firepower came around in the 6th and took the foul tip right off the mask, does Hafner. Interesting strategy here with Hafner catching both games of the back-to-back. In years past, we've seen 2 different catchers. I wonder if they're just maybe having the catchers catch the doubleheader and then giving them a break in the next game.
I don't know, but Hafner was under some duress there in game 1. We saw him make some great stops, and there were a couple times there where he got beat around pretty good, but hung in there.
And that went right into the Penn State Hazleton dugout. Off the back of the dugout. Looks like everybody's A-OK down there, which that could have been really dangerous.
That would have been bad, yeah. Fortunately, nobody harmed by that foul ball.
The 3-2, and that's going to be playable. And what a nice play by Lowen and a nice dig by Hoover. much of the same lineup here for the Knights. The only difference is Montero at DH for Davis.
And Hoover made some nice scoops in the dirt over there on throws in the first game, too. So he's doing a great job.
You know, Steve, I wanted to clarify a comment that I made in the first game about Nate Wise. We just saw Nate. That's the first time I'd seen him in a little while, and he's got a cast on his arm, so it appears that Nate is injured and out, which is certainly a tough pill to swallow. Our rookie of the year last year. Hopefully at some point, maybe he could be back this year, but I don't know, and I don't want to speculate.
You don't think maybe we see him as a pinch runner with that cast?
I highly doubt it.
We wish Nate the best in a speedy recovery.
And he caught the corner, and that's a pitch Kohler's going to need today to be effective. That slider catching the outside corner.
Nice pitch right on the edge of the plate there. Yes, the umpires have traded positions here for game 2. So we have a different umpire behind the plate than in game 1.
Steve, I never got to ask you, do you ever have any interest in doing any umpiring?
I don't think so. I'll tell you what, that's a lot of pressure back there.
Two of my really close friends as the grounder to Zell. Nice play there for the putout. Yeah, a couple of my really close friends are both local umpires, and they seem to enjoy it.
Number 8, Eric Sontag.
We had a student quite a few years ago who thought about becoming a professional umpire, and I believe, if I remember correctly, even went to umpiring school down in Florida. But he didn't quite make the cut.
Not something I'd necessarily be interested in, maybe at some point down the line. You know, one of the things I've heard just from in local conversations with some people who are plugged in, struggling to find referees for football and umpires for baseball, and they're trying to cultivate younger umpires at the lower levels.
Yeah, we had a local organization to reach out to us at the college recently saying that they were looking for maybe some of our student athletes who would want to be referees and umpires.
Right behind us. Probably the closest foul ball I've had sitting down here behind home plate.
Really about as close as you can get because we have a pretty high net here, and that just cleared the net and came down about 10 feet from us here.
Kohler, though, runs the count 0-2. And nice pitch. Zell's got a range the whole way. What a
good
play by Hoover and Zell. That's going to retire the side 1-2-3, just like you said. We're going to go to the bottom of the first. Tie ball game.
The CPC Film Series returns for the spring term as Film Series correspondent Nick Hogan presents the classic Labyrinth on Friday, May 3rd. It will be held at the Capitol Blue Cross Theater with the doors opening at 6 p.m. Hogan will present on Jim Henson's Labyrinth, the classic 1986 film produced by George Lucas and starring David Bowie and Jennifer Connelly, about a 16-year-old who must solve a labyrinth to rescue her baby brother when he is taken by the Goblin King. Save the date for May 3rd. And as always, admission to the CPC Film Series is free.
We'll be right back as we
Now batting number 11, Owen Zell.
Ryan Tarrant on the mound. And he's a side armor here, it appears. Tarrant, 2 innings pitched, 10 runs. So he has had a rough go of it thus far in the 2024 campaign. And he's got a lot of off speed. So again, this is going to be a situation where the guys are going to have to slow it down a little bit.
Yeah, only 4 of those runs were earned, but he gave up 7 hits and 4 walks in 2 2/3.
Of course, Zell, that big single and steal, added those insurance runs in the 6th inning. And quickly 1 down here for the Knights as Hoover steps in.
Now batting number 33, Adam Hoover.
Well, and back to the first game, Hoover had that big sack bunt that ended up paying off as one of those insurance runs crossed the plate. Did catch the outside corner. Not a bad afternoon, I have to say. When we were coming in this morning and seeing some snow crossing the bridge, and I was a little concerned, Steve.
I was a little concerned too, Paul. I brought a lot of layers with me today.
I've got 4 on right now, so I'm doing okay. And I still have the jacket if I need to. Try to avoid calling a game in a jacket, though. And Hoover, another foul, so he stays alive, but 0-2. So Tarrant looked okay so far.
Looking around, we see the crowd with blankets and hoodies and heavy jackets, but everybody having a good time at the ball game.
And definitely something different this year. They do have a concession stand open around the third baseline. There's pizza and dogs and popcorn. So if you come out, you will have some food. And Hoover does hit it out to left and is caught for the second out.
Now batting number 13, Nick Joseph.
Good catch out there and left by number 1, Grant. Unfortunately, he took the loss in that first contest. Joseph did have a single and a steal in the first game. And this is given a ride. This is going to be out the center. And that's going to fall. And Joseph digs for second. And he will be in there with a double.
Well hit and well placed in the gap out there in left center.
There is a time call. Now, would something like this count as a mound visit? I don't know that they really monitor the mound visits here in the USCAA, but just generally speaking.
It would be a mound visit, certainly.
Now
The catcher went out.
number 14, Zach Boyer.
Probably went out to talk about how or if they want to pitch to Boyer after he burned them with that big double that plated the go-ahead runs in game 1.
Boyer, the Nightly News MVP of the 2023 season. And trust me, it was a tough decision between him and Nate Wise. But his veteran leadership put it over the edge, and Wise the Rookie of the Year. But Boyer has just been on absolute fire this year. We've talked about it. Coming into today hitting, Steve, a crazy .464 with a .583 on base. 13 hits, 28 at-bats, and 11 RBI, and, of course, a couple more in the first game. And that is going to go outside. So 13 RBI on the season in just 9 games for Boyer.
And even though you're left on left here, I think you got to be pretty careful with how you pitch him.
And a hot shot down to first. And that will retire the side. We did get a hit. A beautiful double by Joseph, but unfortunately the side is retired. We're going to go to the top of the second. It is 0-0.
Well, the Knights baseball season schedule has been released. Save the date for doubleheaders at FMB Field to kick off the season on March 26th. The Knights host arch rival Bucks County Community College. And on April 1st, the Knights take on ESAC division opponents Manor College, both with 1 p.m. starts. You can keep up with Knights baseball all season at www.centralpennknights.com.
And we will be right back. Back here with you, Paul Miller, Steve Hassinger for the Nightly News Media Club here on opening day. It's our home opener out here at FMB Field. We'll be back here next Monday for the much anticipated contest against Bucks County Community College. Of course, the Knights beat Bucks County for the ESAC championship last season, one of the best accolades in school history. So we'll be looking forward to that one. As Kohler quickly gets the count to 1-1.
Looks like the clouds have rolled in here for the afternoon, but no rain in the forecast. Maybe some snow flurries later on tonight. And Paul, we have Major League Baseball tomorrow morning when most of us get up, probably with 6:05 on ESPN.
I mean, tomorrow I'm going to get up and go to the gym, so maybe I'll get to catch a little bit of it. But I'm not a fan. I understand the purpose, but come on, let's just start opening day. And why can't, I guess I don't understand the effectiveness difference between an exhibition and a real game.
Yeah.
I mean, they played exhibitions in Korea. I'm just not sure. It just seems a little bit too much to me at the beginning of the season.
Yeah. Looking to increase that international appeal, I guess, but...
And here's a hot shot to Boyer. Boyer on to first, and he gets him. Great play by Zach Boyer.
4 up and 4 down so far for Collier. Different start than game 1.
Ryder Campbell.
Even though we held them scoreless in game 1, each inning in the beginning of the game there seemed to have a lot of base runners.
Just inside. And we see Campbell here. Kohler looks fired up today.
And Campbell came into the day with a .417 average in 11 games, 10 for 24.
Did go 0 for 2 in that first contest. And a walk. Quickly runs the count to 3-0. And the pitch. Does get the strike call there on the fastball. The 3-1, one down here in the top of the second. And outside, first base runner of the game for Hazelton on the walk from Kohler.
Now batting number 4, Maximus Cuevas.
And Cuevas steps in.
Campbell has 1 stolen base on the season.
Cuevas did have the sac fly back in the first game. Also hit by a pitch and stole a base and reached on a catcher interference in what served to be maybe one of the most odd plays of the I didn't even notice the catcher interference, but, you know, maybe I can go back and watch on replay.
Yeah, and I didn't hear it. Lots of times in a case like that, you would hear the bat hitting the glove.
And Cuevas again almost takes his teammate's head off.
And that's where you're glad for that netting at the dugout.
And what's interesting about that, Steve, is that netting was only added, I believe, last year. Prior to that, it actually was quite a bit lower. So, at least in that case, Penn State Hazleton probably appreciative.
Yeah. And Kohler keeping Campbell close over there at first with 1 out and an 0-2 count.
It's outside, and that's going to allow Campbell to go to second on the wild pitch. And now Kohler does have 1 out, but a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, Hafner had no chance at that one. Just too far outside for him to even try to stop it.
And the pitch, and this is, maybe there's a play. It's going to be out of play. Oh, he does catch it. What a play out and left.
That's a good job. He got a good jump on that ball, and the wind is blowing that way, so it was just going to continue to take the ball further and further away from him, but he was able to run it down.
And Thomas with a beautiful play out there in left field.
Now batting number 3, Hunter Schmidt.
Here comes that wind, Steve, that you'd referred to.
Yeah, and the clouds seem to have 1 out over the sun here. Might be cloudy the rest of the day.
Well, if it could stay right like this here at about 44 degrees, I think I'd be okay with that. I'll tell you, I'll be cranking up the heat when I get home, though. Kohler runs it to two balls, no strikes here with 2 down in the top of the second. Again, hoping to get out of this inning. Good eye by Schmidt, runs the count to 3-0.
Kohler trying to stay away from him, but just getting a little too far off the plate.
Good pitch there by Kohler to stay alive here.
Interesting to see if he tries to come back and go inside now after staying away.
And the pitch. And that's going to be right.
Oh,
And unfortunately, he can't come up with it. And he boots it coming back. At least he kept it in front of him. And that was a hot shot, so tough to be too critical there.
yeah, and Kohler did come back inside, and he got the ground ball that he wanted to the shortstop, but just wasn't able to come up with that one.
Lowen, that hot shot, like I said, fortunately kept it on the infield, and you never know, that might be the difference in this contest, depending on if Kohler can get out of this here.
Runner really thought about coming home, but third base coach stopped him.
We'll give Schmidt a single on that one.
And now if you're Kohler, you just really have to bear down and know, okay, I got what I wanted there. Just keep doing what you've been doing. That's a good start to get ahead in the count.
And quickly 2 strikes.
Started him outside and caught the outside corner and then came back inside and just really jammed him.
Kohler has looked good today.
You can tell. Shaking his hands a little bit there. That one stung a little bit in there on the hands in this cold weather.
The pitch is high, and Kohler's gonna cover the plate, and that ball gets away. Another wild pitch there, scores. And that makes it 1-0 Hazelton.
Yeah, 0-2 count with 2 out. He tried to go up the ladder there, but just went a little too high. And again, nothing Haefner could do about that. He hustled back there and tried to make the play at the plate. But
And what's interesting here, there's not a whole lot of area behind home plate here at FNB Field as there are in other stadiums. So realistically, I've seen pass balls or wild pitches come right back to the catcher and make a play.
yeah, and that one didn't. He had to go all the way back to the padding.
2-2. And there you go, struck him out, but not before Hazelton is able to push a run across, making it 1-0 Penn State Hazleton as the Knights come to bat here in the bottom of the second.
Mark your calendars for Community Night as we welcome all faculty, staff, alumni, and community members for the final home baseball game of the year against Christendome. On Friday, April 26th, join us for pregame recognition ceremony on Senior Day, followed by a doubleheader scheduled for a 4 p.m. first pitch. Catch the Knights under the lights for Community Night on April 26th.
Now batting number 31, Gabe Kaufman.
Kaufman steps in. And you know, Kaufman had 2 singles and a steal and reached base 3 times back in the first game. Kaufman's going to be a really important player here for the Knights in the 2024 season. And coming into today with a 438 and Steve, an absolutely insane 640 on base percentage with 9 RBI. How does 7 of 16 sound and 9 batted in?
Sounds pretty good to me. I think I need him on my fantasy team. And he didn't hurt that on-base percentage in Game 1.
And
he's
going to continue that here in Game 2 with a 4-pitch walk. As Thomas comes up to plate.
Now number 34, David Thomas.
Let's see how kind of a lead that Kaufman gets down at first. And the strike is called on the first pitch.
It'll be interesting to see how aggressive Coach Stern is now with a leadoff runner on there and down a run. Still very early here in Game 2.
Well, he's bunted several times to this point, And there's a shot to left. But it's going to be caught very close to the warning track. Impressive ride there by Thomas, but all ends up being the same, and that is an out.
Now batting number 7, Brian Lowen.
Lowen struck out, had a single and an RBI back in game 1.
First hit of the night, and it certainly came at a big time.
And this is going to get down for a bloop single. And has to come all the way from second. And bluffs the throw, and it's first and third. The Knights are in the driver's seat. Lowen with the single.
Now he's doubled his hit total as a Knight.
Now batting number 00, Zach Haefner.
And Haefner steps in. Again, we brought this point up last inning, but interesting that Stern went with Haefner catching both contests here.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see him be able to come up with a big hit here because he saved a run or two in game 1.
Really close play at third. Surprised Kaufman didn't get down there. First and third for Haefner. And there he goes to second. Bluffs the throw.
Close play at third.
Well, he whiffed on the tag. I saw it from here. Penn State Hazleton not happy, but he whiffed on the tag. He may have had a chance, but he didn't apply the tag until he was back on the base. As Lowen steals second.
So 2 runners in scoring position now with 1 out.
Kaufman's got to be careful at third. That's 2 times he almost got tug out by maybe not being as close to the bag as he should have been.
Yeah, especially with 1 out here, because a ground ball to the infield or a fly ball to the outfield can tie the game here. Third baseman's in a little bit, but they're back at second, short, and first.
And there's a shot. That's going to get down off the wall. That's going to be scoring 2. What a play from Haefner.
And Haefner's fired up. I mean, that's good to see, Paul, because, he's worked so hard behind the plate today and really done a great job back there. So nice to see him be able to get that 2-run double.
And that makes it 2-1 Knights.
And nice to see the Knights bounce back there after Hazelton scoring 1 in the top of the inning, coming right back with 2 in the bottom of the inning.
And Montero pops it up. And a close play out in the outfield.
Now batting number 11, Owen Zell.
Zell can't quite come up with it.
Showing bunt, but that pitch was up and in. Not a good pitch to try to bunt.
2-1 Knights. Outside to Zell.
3-0, good hitters count here with another run at second.
And he gets the strike there.
It looked like Zell taking all the way there on the 3-0.
And a walk. Zell reaches base with 2 down.
Now batting number 33, Adam Hoover.
Hoover steps in.
Evens the count at 1-1 with runners at first and second and 2 out.
And a chance for the Knights to maybe plate another
That's
run.
trouble.
This is going to be a blooper, and that's going to land. And guess what? He's going to come around. It's like Morrell scored. Pinch running for Hafner. What a play by
Now
Hoover.
batting number 13, Nick Joseph.
I like Zell getting first to third there.
Yeah, he was running with 2 outs and got a good jump on that.
Kaufman, Lowen, and Morrell for Hafner all come around, and it is 3-1. And that's a shot, and that's going to be, wow. I got to say, Steve, I don't know if I agree with that. Inside, it looked like it was inside the foul line, but umpire calls it foul. That could have broken this game wide open.
I think it was foul, but only by about a foot. It was really close.
Now, granted, he has a better vantage
really
point
hammered it.
than I do. I'll give him that for sure. And there's a shot, and this one's going to go to the wall. And that's going to land. And there we go, Joseph.
And one more.
And Hoover's coming all the way around to score. 2 more runs for the Knights as Joseph with the 2 RBI double. Zell scores. Hoover scores. 5-1
Now
Knights.
batting number 14, Zach Boyer.
And that ball was really well hit to the gap, but it also got some help from the wind because when it was hit, it looked like the center fielder had a play on it, but the wind just kept carrying it out there.
And down the first baseline. That's going to go almost to the wall, and Boyer with a double.
Yeah, the Knights are feeling it now. The bats are definitely coming alive here in game 2. 6 runs
Now
second so
batting
far.
number 31, Gabe Kaufman.
And Steve, we've batted around.
Well, why stop now?
Amen. Bottom 2 here, 6-1 Knights after a 6-run second. giving Kohler some breathing room.
Good eye there to take that low and inside pitch.
Again, sorry about the camera here. It's quite windy, and the wind does impact our view, so we will try to switch to some different views. That's going to be fouled right back. Well, a chance for Hazelton to get out of this inning. Tarrant has really struggled.
And that wind really blowing out to left and left center now.
And runs it full. And walks him. That's 2 walks in this inning for Kaufman.
And now batting, number 34, David Thomas.
Thomas flew out to left back in the second, even though we're still in the second.
Back in the second, or here in the second, I guess.
And this could be it for the Knights' rally here in the 6th, and it is. But not before. The Knights push 6 runs across here in the second inning, batting around, and we're going to go to the top of the 3rd as the Knights hold on to a 6-1 lead.
It's hard to study when you're hungry. The college pantry can help. Central Penn College and your Student Government Association are committed to ensuring that all of our CPC Knights have access to food when they need it. Requests are kept anonymous and can be submitted online. Look for the link under the links section of Student Central or contact Lindsay Garber, Director of Housing and Residence Life at lindsaygarber@centralpenn.edu.
And we'll be back here. Back here with you, FNB Field. Top of the 3rd.
Now batting, number 1, Solomon Rain.
And Kohler. You know, this is one of the interesting things, Steve, I think that is important to talk about, is the fact that when you have the long layoff, thanks to your offense coming through, to what extent, I wonder, does that mess with your accuracy?
Well, according to that pitch, quite a bit. That was just a bit outside there, but the nice thing is he has a nice cushion to work with now. So, just come out here and go right after the hitters. There we go.
Good pitch there on the outside corner. 6-1 Knights with an offensive explosion in the second inning against Hazelton. Just off the plate there. Wonder if he was trying to get him to chase that one. Although he didn't look too happy with himself after the pitch. lost him. Grant with the walk. Stern makes a trip to the mound.
And it may be a stern message. It may just be coming out and saying, hey, we just scored 6 for you. Come out and throw strikes, right? Go right after them, as we were talking about.
Does look like there's some movement down in the bullpen, but
it was a quick and very direct message, I think, from Coach Stern there. And I have to tell you, we just had an open house at Central Penn, and I was talking to one of the recruits, the baseball recruits, and he was just raving about his interactions with Coach Stern and said that he had just been so impressed and learned so much from him just in the last 3 to 4 months since he's known him.
And the bunt almost might have wanted to let that go to see if it was going to roll foul, but Hafner picks it up, gets the sure out on the sack bunt.
Now batting number 13.
That had a lot of English on it.
It really did. And again, with the 5-run lead, go ahead, get the out. You've got runs to work with here. Obviously, bunting for a hit there as opposed to a sacrifice when you're down by 5. Deadened it a little bit too much, though.
Do you think he was trying to bunt for a hit there?
I don't think he was trying to sacrifice with a down 5, but...
I mean, you wouldn't think so, but I also probably wouldn't have bunted there for a base hit either.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, even with the runner on second, 2 quick outs, even though that one was hit on the button but directly at the center fielder.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. With a 5-run lead, the nice thing is you can just come right after them, Let them hit them right at them.
And the ball there from Kohler. Kohler, though, is not going to blow you away, but has excellent control and's got several pitches that he uses. And this one is deep left, and that is going to be a big fly for Penn State Hazleton.
Yeah, that one's deposited in the cheap seats out there.
And Sontag with the home run.
And that one did not just barely clear the fence either. It was back there several rows in the seats.
Now batting number 20, Zach Brister.
Now you see how it's done. Let's go turn on one, drive it right down the line.
It's now 6-3. A little closer for comfort. Coming right back at us.
Yeah, that was right at us. Took us 5 innings to get 1 run in game 1, Paul, and we've got 9 runs in the top of the 3rd here.
And he double clutched it, but did just come up with it. And that will retire the side, but not before the Sontag 2-run shot that makes it 6-3 as we go to the bottom of the 3rd. It's hard to study when you're hungry, Steve. The College Pantry can help. Central Penn College and your Student Government Association are committed to ensuring that all of our CPC Knights have access to food when they need it. Requests are kept anonymous and can be submitted online. Look for the link under the links section of Student Central or contact Lindsay Garber, the Director of Housing and Residence Life at Lindsay Garber at centralpenn.edu. We're going to take a short break and we will be back here with the bottom of the 3rd with the Knights.
Now batting number 7, Brian Lowen.
Can the Knights answer here after that 2-run blast by Hazelton? Lowen singled, stole a base, and scored back in the second.
There you go.
Comes up empty on that bunt.
Looking good, 2-3.
Do have a new pitcher in the game, Tyler Sewell. Durant's only made it 2 innings as Sewell comes in.
This is the 3rd game on the year for Sewell. He's pitched 2 innings, given up 2 runs, 3 walks, 2 hits.
Well, the bottom line is Hazelton needs Sewell here to help keep them in this contest.
Come on, Tyler.
And just off the plate, 3-1. We got Lowen, we got Hafner, we got Montero. Due up. And let it go. Good pitch go by, but still runs the count full. Does Lowen.
Let's go. He got to protect.
He's picked up his first 2 hits as a Central Penn Knight today.
And to the shortstop. This is going to be a tough play, but makes it routine.
Go, 2-3.
And the 6-3 putout.
Now batting double 0, Zach Hafner.
And Hafner had the big hit back in the second inning with 2 RBI. The double. 3 doubles in the second inning, Steve.
The Knights' bats came alive after struggling in the first part of Game 1.
Straight back is Hafner. And just behind us. Good thing we were clear. And he got the call.
Count even at 2-2 now with 1 out.
Go, Tyler. One more here.
Low, and that will walk Hafner.
We're moving around, Tyler.
I think the count is full according to the scoreboard.
Come on, 2-3.
Pardon me. It's entirely possible the scoreboard had it wrong.
You just have a premonition.
And that's going to be a tricky play, although they make a routine down at third. Did he pull him off the bag? No.
Oh, wide throw, but a good stretch by the first baseman.
And the 5-3 putout makes it 2 down here in
Tyler.
the bottom of the 3rd inning as Jafrendi
Now
Montero
batting
comes up.
number 30, Jafrendi Montero.
Montero, the fastest player on the team.
We
4
didn't
for
see-
8 with 4 runs on the season.
There we go, Tyler.
Comes up empty on the slider. Oh, and he had him fish in there. 1-2. Low and outside, runs the count to 2-2.
Come on, Tyler. You got this.
Off the plate, makes it 3-2.
Fill it up now, Tyler. Here we go.
The full count, the payoff pitch. And that's outside, and Montero gets the walk. And let's see if they send him with 2 outs.
Now batting number 11, Owen Zell.
You definitely think that with 2 outs here, they would send him, try to get him in scoring position.
Not sure if I agree with the bunt with 2 outs.
Well, it'll be interesting to see these 2 on base at the same time, but yeah, with 2 out, I think I would just let him do the straight steal here. Worst case scenario, if he would get thrown out, you'd have Zell leading off next inning.
See if Montero's going. There he goes. And he's going to make it in there safely.
Yeah, made it standing up.
And that I like that. Getting him to second, a base hit to the outfield's going to score Montero. I didn't see Zell get any signal from Stern, so I wonder what happened there. And that's going to be out of play. And no one's going to be able to come up with that one.
Umpire getting a little praise for his arm there with the throw to the pitcher.
One ball, 2 strikes, 2 out here in the bottom of the third. Knights lead 6-3. And there goes Montero to third. And that was a great throw.
That was a great throw. I always say you don't want to make the first or third out at third, but
you know, I don't
great
like
throw.
being aggressive there, though. I mean, when you're up by 3, and, you know, Montero hadn't been thrown out this season, and with his speed, you haven't seen the catcher throw anybody out that's overly impressive. He just had a great throw there.
Yeah, it took a perfect throw, and that's what he had.
All right. Well, Steve, have you ever considered working on campus? Visit the
I think I do.
Visit the financial aid office to learn about work, study opportunities for students. Positions are available across campus. From the front desk, the Learning Center, athletics, and more, students must have been enrolled for at least 1 full term and be in satisfactory academic standing. Contact the financial aid office for more information. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back here with you as we rejoin. Outside for the first pitch of the top of the 4th inning from Kohler. Campbell walked and scored on a wild pitch back in the second to put Hazelton on the board.
Come on, Briar. Good on. Come on,
You really don't want to put that leadoff batter on. He's falling behind 3-0 here.
Here we go, Briar. Let's go.
And way outside. And Campbell will walk. That's second inning in a row. Leadoff walk for Kohler. And it does look like there is someone warming in the pen. I would love to see Kohler make it through 5 to get the victory here in today's game. But to do that, he's going to have to get out of this inning unscathed. Cuevas flew out to third and got back in there at first. Did Campbell. Great pitch there from Kohler after that 4-pitch walk.
Yeah, that's a big pitch to get ahead to this batter here. Got a 3-run lead now. It was 5. You don't want to get too many guys on. And comes back and hits him.
The hit by pitch.
So all of a sudden you got the tying run coming to the plate.
Schmidt singled last time.
And it looks like Coach Stern is going to go to the bullpen here.
Well, Kohler gave it his all here in the first 3 innings. We're going to step away and take a short break, and we'll be back here with you for Knights baseball here at FNB Field. For Paul Miller and Steve Hassinger, we'll be back in just a minute. Back here with you, FNB Field. Paul Miller, Steve Hassinger. Colby Criswell comes into the game, relieving Dalton
Now
Kohler.
batting number 3, Hunter Schmidt.
Schmidt singled and made it to second on a wild pitch back in the second inning.
This is the 4th appearance for Criswell. He's thrown 8 innings, given up 4 earned runs, although 11 runs total, 13 hits and 3 walks.
Proceeds to hit the first batter and walks the bases loaded with nobody out. The Knights have a 3-run lead, but they're going to have to get out of this with Criswell.
And that one hurt on this cold day.
And he's the pitcher. So hopefully that doesn't tighten up for him.
Now batting number 16, Chase Petrolak.
Petrolak struck out in the second to end the rally. It's going to come straight behind us. You have a camera up there, so hopefully that camera is safe.
And the Knights would take a double play and give up a run here with the bases loaded and nobody out.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Let's go, Chase!
High and outside. Criswell's got to throw this ball over the plate. They cannot walk in a run. And there it is. That's what they were looking for. Coming home. Did get the out.
So interesting choice to come home there instead of trying to get the double play. But from third, just 2 long throws there to second and to first to try to turn that double play.
I think he could have stepped on third and fired home. But again, in the moment, I think he just wanted to get that first out.
Yeah. So let's get the double play on this one.
Grant walked and scored back in a second. And that's going to shoot it through the gap.
Oh, no.
And it gets through. And this is going to tie the game. Oh, my gosh. They could have limited it to 1 run there. But the error out in right field.
Yeah, and I think it was a case where he was just looking to make the throw before he got the ball.
Batting number 33, Shea Morgan.
The single and the error allows Grant all the way to third, and this game is tied. And those runs are almost all of them. The first 2 would be charged to Kohler, who would have 5 earned runs in 3+. That's going to be out of play.
Now you got a runner at third and playing the infield in to try to cut off that run. Keep this game tie.
Six. 4 runs here in this inning. 3 runs here in this inning. And that's going to be out of play up on the third base boardwalk.
Criswell would really like to finish him off and get the strikeout here to keep that runner at third and get 2 outs. Allow the infield to go back to normal depth. Close to getting that strikeout.
And that is trouble, but Kaufman redeems himself and does make the catch, but a run is going to come home regardless on the sac fly. Morgan makes it 7-6. Steve, I apologize. I was looking down, marking my scorecard. What happened?
The only thing I can think is that he's saying that he left too soon.
It did appear that he left a little early, but I didn't know it was that close. Gosh.
Standing on the bag, not looking. You're not looking. Not paying attention.
Well, we've got some controversy here on what we thought was the go-ahead run.
Well, we're going to take a short break while this all gets sorted out, and we'll up. Well, Steve, it does appear that the Knights were on the receiving end of a huge break there. Apparently, they appealed the ruling on that sacrifice fly. And after but one pitch, the coach is going out to the mound.
Well, and again, this may simply be a matter of saying, okay, we didn't agree with that call, but the game continues. Let's just calm down. Let's get back to playing our game. And for the Knights, hopefully they can take advantage of that break, and Owen can start the inning here by getting on base and making some things happen to get the lead back. Now again, Paul, you asked me if I wanted to be an umpire. Not really.
I think that's part of my problem, right?
Now we're not going to get anything.
And with Sewell on the mound, remember, he did take a hit by pitch in the middle of the back. Gotta wonder if that's going to impact his delivery.
Well, it's 3-0 here.
And I can't imagine Zell swings. Not sure if he actually got hit there or if, either way, it's a walk.
I think it might have hit him in the foot.
Now batting, number 33, Adam Hoover.
Over the single, the RBI back in the second inning. Gosh. And you think back to what could have been for Hazelton. And the Penn State Hazleton faithful who are here are not pleased. And the strike from Sewell to Hoover. Right down Broadway. That would have been the one to swing at.
Yeah, he just didn't get the bat off the shoulder in either one of those pitches. In the hole 0-2 now.
And that's going to be down the right field line out of play.
And Zell bluffed going there like he was going to, but he stopped.
There he goes. And that's gonna be foul just by a couple of feet.
Boy, and I think Owen had taken about 5 steps there before the pitcher even delivered the ball. He had a great jump.
And that's, sometimes if you don't have 2 strikes and you see that the runner has a big jump, you can lay off and let him steal, but certainly not with 2 strikes.
Right. And And Adam did get the bat on the ball and hit it hard, but just pulled it down the left field line.
Now he's got his timing down. And that was just off the plate. But Hoover's got a great eye. Zell bluffs again, and Hoover pops it to the sky. And they'll come down with that one. And Joseph had the huge 2-run double, 2 RBI double back in the second.
13, Nick Joseph.
Just out ahead of it.
You got to give Sewell credit. He's not letting the fact that Owen Zell over there at first base is dancing around and looking runnerish is not affecting his ability to throw strikes here.
And speaking of Zell, there he goes.
Yeah, and the catcher didn't even bother to throw. Pitch was down in the dirt. He didn't have a chance.
Zell with the steal. Coming up on 5 o'clock here at FNB Field. Bottom of the 4th inning, tie ball game 6-6 after an appeal when Hazelton appeared to take the lead on a sacrifice fly, saying that the runner left too early that would have put them ahead 7-6. Now it's 6-6, and we've got Owen Zell in scoring position. If Joseph could get one to the outfield, the Knights could take the lead. And ball outside, just off the plate. Six ball game. The Knights scored all their runs in the second. Just out ahead of that one. Whereas it went 0-1-2-3 out on the scoreboard for the visitors.
So we're not looking forward to the 5th inning, are we?
Let's hope not. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down here in the bottom of the 4th. Remember, we're only playing 7 today here in the second half of the doubleheader. And Q shot down the first baseline. Out of play.
Yeah. He really had to wait on that one. That was a slow breaking ball. He's kind of smiling after that, I think. Just happy that he got a piece of it.
And the pitch. And he got underneath that one, and this is going to be skied to left. And Joseph flies out to left field, which brings Zach Boyer to the plate.
Now batting number 14, Zach Boyer.
And Zach Boyer doubled in a run back in the second. And another one through that hole right up the box should score Zell. Outside. And this batter could be the difference in this game, Steve.
Yeah, and if I was Sewell, I'd be very careful with how I pitch him here. You have a base open at first with 2 out. And it looks like so far he is being careful. Neither one of those pitches were close.
With all due respect, though, Steve, Gabe Kaufman's on deck and has had a heck of a day.
Yeah, he's been good protection so far for Zach.
In fact, 5 for 5, and Zell basically can walk to third.
And Zell was halfway there before the pitcher even completed his windup.
I mean, you know, the one respect I appreciate what you were saying that you know, you appreciated that Sewell wasn't giving Zell that much of attention. Well, that's what happens when you
You're
don't.
right. Yeah, he creates all kinds of havoc in the base paths.
The 3-1. Do you give Boyer the green light here?
And, here's where if you're being too careful and you get one down in the dirt that gets past the catcher, Zell's going to score without any problem. That almost happened. Good job by the catcher to catch that foul.
Kaufman has reached base all 5 times today. 2 singles, 3 walks. And is continuing his amazing season.
31, Gabe Kaufman.
And the pitch, low and away. Can't really see the Hazelton bullpen to know if anyone is warming, but I would imagine someone's getting loose. And he waited on that one, but skies it. And I'll tell you, in the clouds, this might be a difficult play, but does make the play, and we squander Zell on third base as we go to the top of the 5th. The Knights and Hazelton tied at 6.
Calling all gamers, Central Penn College was recently accepted into the National Association of Collegiate Esports. We are now a part of the association that boasts more than 130 schools and over 3,000 student athletes. If you have any interest in the Central Penn Gaming Club or the esports program, please reach out to club advisors Michael Pico or Donnie Lewis.
We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back here with you for the top of the 5th.
Now batting number 13, Andrew Meitzler.
And we are back for the top of the 5th. And that pitch is up and in. Ball 1. Tie game here, 6-6 in the 5th inning. Count even at 1-1 now. Criswell gets ahead, 1 ball and 2 strikes to Andrew Meitzler. Good play by Boyer at third. 1 down.
Attention baseball fans, the concession stand will be closing at the end of the 5th inning. Now batting number 8, Eric Sanchez.
quickly ahead of Sontag, 0-2. Sontag with 2 homers already today. Up high, ball and 2 strikes. Going to keep Sontag in the park today. Just barely fouled down the right field line.
I'll tell you what, Steve, if I had one wish, it would be no clouds today.
That sun did feel good earlier.
Well, hey, on the bright side, at least we got it for the first game.
We did. Could have been a lot worse.
All right, here we go now.
1-2.
Let's go, Eric.
Caught the outside corner for strike 3. That's a big out for Criswell. Two up and 2 down now in the 5th.
Batting number 20, Zach Brister.
One and 0 to Brister.
Oh, if Brister just has 2 different jerseys or what? Because I think when he was pitching, he had a different jersey on. So I have him down as number 11 on the scorecard.
Yeah.
Big cut there. I'll tell you, Criswell's got some heat. Out of play. Paul Miller, Steve Hassinger here from FNB Field, home opener here for their Central Penn College Knights. It is 6-6 after the Knights were victorious 4-2 in the first contest. This is going to be a tough play. That in-between hop there played very well in a 1-2-3 inning as the Knights go to the bottom of the 5th, Steve. An impressive half inning there for the Knights.
1-2-3, just what they needed. Staying active just got easier. For those striving to be more active, our athletic department has recently launched Sir Will's Rec Rentals, a new initiative that enables students to borrow sports equipment, sign out basketballs, volleyballs, and more to use in our outdoor rec areas. Stop by the underground to borrow equipment for up to 7 days and get your game on.
Get our game on indeed, sir.
Go, D2.
All right, here we go. Bottom of the 5th. Thomas steps in. Popped out twice in this contest.
Now batting number 34, David Thomas.
At least down here, the wind seems to subside. You can still see there's a pretty stiff breeze blowing out there in the outfield.
Yeah, blowing right to left, and we've seen it help a few of those balls hit out there to left center today.
Sewell still in the game and has pitched well since he came in. Has not allowed a run yet. And there's one down the line. That's going to be foul. So close to being a double there for Thomas.
Both teams have had several hard hit balls down both lines so far today that have just missed.
straight back behind us.
Come on, Tyler. Here we go.
And there's a shot to short, and that's going to get through. Single for Thomas. As the leadoff runner's aboard. Not a Lowen.
Number 7, Brian Lowen.
Lowen single, stole the base, and scored back in the second. Grounded out in the third. And this is a chance for him to make a huge difference in this game.
Took a long look at Coach Stern down there at third, and he's got the bunt sign, and that's a good bunt.
He's got a shot at legging this one out.
Yeah.
And they're going to call him safe. Good angle there at our first base camera.
Yeah, he would have been out, but the throw got past first baseman because he had to really hurry that throw. That was a really nice bunt. So now we got first and third with nobody out.
Now batting, 0-0, Zach Hafner.
And Hafner steps in with a chance to do some damage. And there he goes. And they're going to give Lowen second base there.
So 2 runners in scoring position now with nobody out. Just got to get the bat on the ball here and make something happen.
The pitch, high and inside to Hafner. The pitch from Sewell. That's popped straight up in the air in the infield. And Morgan comes down with that one for the first out.
Number 30, Young Brendan Montero.
And Montero walked and stole a base in the third, was thrown out, caught stealing to end that inning. But again, we mentioned earlier, a perfect throw from the catcher from Penn State Hazleton. And Montero trying to bunt his way on base. I don't know if that was a squeeze play or if he was just bunting for a base hit. Knowing Coach Stern, nothing would surprise me at this point.
The runner wasn't coming hard, though, like it was a squeeze.
And Montero skies it up. Will that be in play? Just out.
He give me both.
0-2 now to Montero.
5 o'clock on the nose here. If you're watching us live, 44 degrees here from FNB Field. And Montero, the shot to left, that's going to bring a run home. They do hold the runner at third, and a huge RBI for Defendi Montero.
And that is a great job by Montero with an 0-2 count to stay on that pitch and just drive it to left. And a mistake by the pitcher there to give him a pitch that good to hit with an 0-2 count in that situation.
Steve, doesn't it just seem like Zell was up?
Tell you what, and now you got Montero at first with second base open. You got to think he's going to be taken off at some point. He and Zell back-to-back can really make things happen with their speed.
And Sewell coming out of this game, pitched commendably, but did allow that earned run there as there's going to be a pitching change. We're going to step away. Paul Miller and Steve Hassinger here for the Nightly News at FNB Field. We'll be back with a new pitcher for Penn State Hazleton as the Knights lead 7. 5 stats, too.
Number 11, Owen Zell.
Zell, a couple of steals. And a hit by pitch and a walk for 1 today. And there goes Montero. Again, no throw.
So second and third with 1 out would really, a base hit here would really be big to give the Knights a little bit of a cushion again.
And that is going to be down the line, out of play. Does look like Hoover's going to be done for the day, as number 43, Tanner McCoy, on deck. Looks like, unless something out of the ordinary happens, he will get an at-bat here. McCoy from Dillsburg. I only know because I have him in class this term, and he's talked to me about his baseball adventures. Zell gets out of the way for that one.
Yeah, I don't know how he avoided that. And the new pitcher here is Hunter Schmidt, who we've seen in the game before, but this is the first time pitching. And coming into today, he had pitched just 1 inning and given up 2 runs on 2 hits and 2 walks. One and 2 now with 1 out.
And popped him up to left. I don't know if this is going to be deep enough to tag. And good hold there.
Yeah, it's a good thing he didn't go, because that was a good throw. Wasn't real deep. Coach Stern held him.
Now batting, number 43, Tanner McCoy.
And so, interestingly enough, Steve, I have talked to Tanner quite a bit. He was a pitcher in high school, among us. He played the field as well, and had an injury that basically put him on the shelf from pitching this season, but is able to play first. And is that going to score through?
Nobody there to cover. Yep.
And he's not going to get there. McCoy is going to get the RBI.
We've seen a lot of harder hit balls today that have resulted in double plays or just hard outs. That one wasn't hit that hard, but it was positioned perfectly.
13, Nick Joseph.
Makes it 8-6 Knights. And a big RBI there from McCoy. And the Knights are still threatening with first and third. I don't know if McCoy is going to run, but there's no one covering the bag down there, and no one really even close. Joseph had that big double back in the second inning. And 2 RBI. Doubled in the first, but was stranded. Doubled in the second, 2 RBI, flew out to left.
Good block there by the catcher to prevent another run from scoring. 3-1 now. Good hitters count for Joseph. With that, another run at third.
3-1 the count. Did have some tailing action there. And that's going to come right up behind us. Full count, 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th.
I think Joseph just missed that one. Just got under it a little bit.
And McCoy goes. A hit and run there.
Well, 3-2, 2 out, so may as well go. You just don't want to start too soon, or they'll end up picking them off.
And the payoff pitch. And there he goes again. He's going to walk. The base is loaded. As McCoy take second. Joseph will take first.
Number 14, Zach Boyer.
And this is the guy you want up in this position. He's been right on it today. Some big runs out there.
Got the call there on fastball around the letters. Just got a piece of that one. Quickly 2 strikes on Boyer. Just inside.
He flinched a little bit there, but good eye to take that.
Bases loaded. Knights lead by 2. That's outside, running it to 2-2.
I want to go full count here with the bases loaded, so you'd expect this to be something he could hit.
And that it was, but it's going to be on a play down the first base line. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Knights lead by 2 here in the bottom of the 5th. Boyer, the Nightly News MVP last season, cannot connect. And that will retire the side, but not before, Steve. The Knights pull ahead by 2 as we go to the top of the 6th. The Knights lead 8-6.
Mark your calendars for community night as we welcome all faculty, staff, alumni, and community members for the final home baseball game of the year against Kristen Dome. We're here for the first home baseball game of the season, but we're talking about the last already, but that won't be until Friday, April 26th. Join us for pregame recognition ceremony of Senior Day, followed by a doubleheader scheduled for a 4 p.m. first pitch. Catch the Knights under the lights for community night on April 26th.
Well, Steve, we're talking about it because it's such an important evening. Not only is it the only really weekend game over here at FMB Field, but it's the only one that the lights will be on. And hopefully, if last year was any indication, it'll be a beautiful evening.
Yeah,
I do recall last year being probably one of the nicest days of the entire year. And one of the most memorable as well, with the Knights sweeping a doubleheader against Williamson Trade.
And it was really full that night. There were a lot of people here, a lot of community members, obviously family, students, faculty, staff. Just a great night to come out and cheer on these Knights. And, you know, we talked about the college student getting to play in a AA ballpark, but then at night, under the lights yet, really exciting times for all of our players. And certainly a great way to recognize our seniors as they go out.
Save the date. I want to hear you taking your calendar out of your pocket right now and putting in February, April 20. It's so cold out here. I'm thinking
feels
February.
like February today.
April 26th for community night.
I'm going to go out on a limb, Paul, and say it's going to be warmer than 45 degrees with a 20-mile-an-hour wind.
I hope you're right. We're going to take a short break.
Number 6, Ryder Campbell.
Come on, 6. Come on, 6.
Really important now, Paul, for Criswell to come out and really just try to shut down Hazelton here after Central Penn has taken the lead.
Right back to Criswell, and good defense there.
Yeah,
And
good
one
start.
down.
He came inside and really jammed him there, and just a good job fielding his position and getting that first out. That's a big out.
Well, it's a big out because that's only 5 more that the Knights need to close out this doubleheader.
Now batting number 4, Maximus Cuevas.
And Cuevas here. on the day. He has been hit by a pitch and scored back in the 4th and popped out to 3rd in the 2nd. And Criswell has basically been cruising here since he came in. He had a little rough go of it as he came in relief of Kohler, but since then has been on cruise control.
Let's come back with a strike here, make him hit his way on.
A 4-pitch walk. And now the tying run comes to the plate. And looks like Stern is making a call to the bullpen.
No, I didn't see anybody warming up there earlier.
I mean, I could be mistaken. We are behind home plate, so we don't necessarily have a good view of either bullpen. We can see the Knights bullpen through a small window that can't be more than about 1.5 feet. And we really can't see the visitors' bullpen. So
Somebody is getting up and warming up now.
I think that may be why Stern went out, to give him, whomever that is out there, a chance to warm. But the umpire is going to call a stop to this mound visit. Only 5 more outs the Knights need. And it looks like that's going to be it for Criswell. And Criswell pitched well, got us some good outs. And that's going to bring in, for the Knights, number 27, Cameron Smiley.
Well, no, I don't think it...
Oh, Cameron Smiley came out in a double switch.
Yeah.
Looks like Boyer is now going to take the mound.
Yeah. Smiley, of course, started game 1.
Well, I didn't know.
Went 4
Maybe
innings.
they thought he still had a couple bullets left.
Well, I mean, it looked like it when he was coming out, but he's coming out to take the position in the field so that Boyer can pitch.
So Criswell out of the game. Boyer will shift over to 3rd. Criswell will take the spot on 3rd base. Excuse me, Smiley will head to 3rd, presumably. Although we're not entirely sure what the defensive alignment is going to look like. We're going to take a short break until we figure
Hunter Schmidt.
And what can't Zach Boyer do? He is now in on the mound. They're calling on him maybe for these last 5 outs. Outside, that's going to be a wild pitch on the first pitch there. There is 1 out.
And I was correct. There was not anybody warming up in the bullpen when the move was made because Zach was playing 3rd base.
Hope Zach can just get out of this inning. A little low.
He's been wild on those first 2 pitches, but we watched him warm up. He was got him right over the plate, so hopefully he can settle in here.
The pitch. Outside, that's going to get away from Hafner. It's been a tough go of it. One that Hafner probably could have come up with there, but now 1 down, 3-0 count, and a runner at 3rd. A runner as it advanced 2 bases.
Yeah, I think that has to be a pass ball. The earlier one was a wild pitch. Zach even pointed to himself.
And walks him.
And it's a tough situation to come in directly from third base. You don't have any bullpen time there to warm up, so hopefully he gets past his first batter here and maybe he can settle in. Central Penn has not had a double play ball all day. This would be a really good time for their first double play of the day.
Petrolak struck out and made it to first on a fielder's choice and scored back in that 4th inning where Hazelton scored 3. Again, Knights won 4-2 earlier in the first game and leads 8-6 at this point. Though are threatening are Hazelton. A runner on third, a runner on first, only 1 out. There is looks like 2 righties out in the pen for the Knights.
Here we go, now let's go.
Beautiful pitch there from Boyer. And again, the utmost credit to Boyer here. Hopefully they can just get out of this inning without any damage.
Ahead 1-2 now.
And that's coming right back up the box. Zell on first. Back on the first. I didn't see what happened.
I think he's safe.
He pulled him. Safe.
Yeah, throw pulled him off the bag. So they had a chance at their first double play there, and Boyer got the ground ball that he wanted, but Zell had to hurry the throw, and it was just a wide throw there at first.
Eight-7. Knights lead by 1. They did get that coveted second out. Grant has singled and walked and scored today.
Let's go, Stalemate. Here we go, Stalemate. Here we go.
Beautiful pitch right down Broadway. And they just need to make it to the throw to first, and there it is.
Good job by Zach to bounce off the mound and pounce on that bunt attempt.
Well, even though they score a run, Boyer ends up putting out the fire, and the Knights still lead 8-7 as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Let's add on some insurance runs for whoever ultimately comes in to pitch and hopefully close down this game in the 7th.
Central Penn students are invited to a virtual career fair through JA Inspire of Junior Achievement to explore careers and organizations. JA Inspire will be available to students from March 1st until June 30th. That's right. The career fair is available for over 3 months. You can register an account at jascpa.vfairs.com. Last year, the exhibit hall featured booths for over 60 employers. Each booth includes a description of the company, videos, as well as job and internship openings. Other tools included in the career fair are webinars within the auditorium and career readiness activities within the activity lab. If you have questions about the career fair, contact career services at centralpenn.edu.
We're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back for the bottom. Can't lose this one. What a shot there from Gabe Kaufman. Getting us started off here in the bottom of the 6th with a single.
Kaufman's had a great doubleheader.
He did stop his on-base streak at 5, but that's still 6 of 7.
David Thomas.
Kaufman has been very impressive today.
Kaufman bluffing as if he was going to go there.
As aggressive as the Knights have been on the base paths, really nothing would surprise me at this point. And there goes Kaufman. And he's going to make it in there safely.
Yeah, and the catcher couldn't quite field that cleanly and get it out of his glove cleanly. I think if he could have and made a good throw, he would have had a shot at him. But as it is, the Knights get an insurance run to second base with nobody out.
Oh my gosh, right back up the box off the pitcher, and he is down. And they're going to call time. Gosh, you know, and that's one of the things in baseball that you just absolutely hate to see.
Yeah, and Paul, at first I thought it hit him in the back, but it might have caught his elbow. I'm not sure.
When he went down, he immediately grabbed the elbow.
Yeah.
So, gosh, you just hate to see that. And you see over at first base there, Thomas looks on, and that's a position you don't ever want to find yourself in, as Hunter Schmidt took a comeback right either in the chest or on the arm. But I think it's safe to say that he is going to be done for the afternoon, which means we're going to take a short break because Penn State Hazleton's going to have to find someone to pitch. Looks like it's going to be Cuevas, number 4, but he's going to need to warm up. So that's going to give us a second to take a break. And we'll be back here with you in just a few minutes as the Knights got something cooking here. First and third, nobody out in the bottom of the 6th.
Now batting, number 7, Brian Lowen.
Low into the plate's had a big day today. Has scored twice on 2 singles and 2 steals. And speaking of steals, there goes Thomas. But they're gonna get Kaufman sleeping off the third base. I don't know what he was thinking there.
And we talked about that earlier, Paul, and you said, you know, there were a couple times where he was almost got picked off at third, and there he definitely did.
Which is odd because every time that situation's happened, first and third and a steal to second, they didn't throw to second at all. Yeah. So I would have just stayed put.
And Brian Campbell is the new pitcher here, taking over. Came into today with 3 appearances, 4 1/3 innings, ERA of 6.23.
That is the first out for the Knights. Big cut there. Lowen comes up empty.
And that was a really big out because that's a big insurance run out there on the bases. So hopefully they can pick Kaufman up and get this run in. We'll say, too, for people who might be watching live, we saw Hunter Schmidt walking around outside the dugout over here. He looked okay. Obviously, he's going to have a sore elbow there at the Leafs. But trainer went over with some ice. Seemed to be in good spirits, though, so that's good.
The 3-2. It's going to be out of play.
Come on, Brian, here we go.
8-7 Knights lead. 3 more outs. It'd be nice to tack another 1 or 2 on here. It's going to be straight back.
Where's that, Brian?
The pitch. And that's going to be to center. But he can't come up with it. But the runner does not advance.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be caught, so he had to hold. He didn't want to make that, turn that into a double play. So.
Oh, I'm not being critical.
Yeah.
I totally understand. Just usually when you get a single to the outfield like that, your runner's going to go to third at least.
Yeah.
And I mean, honestly, possibly score. But that was a rocket from Lowen.
Let's go, turn it.
Now batting, number 28, Brady Park.
Brady Park steps in. He's going to catch the rest of the game. Hafner is done on the day. Can Park do something here in this key situation for the Knights? Steve, 2 pitchers still warming in the pen. You have to wonder if Boyer is going to come back out or if it'll be one of those 2.
And you have to wonder if it would make a difference if these 2 runs that are on base would score.
Entirely good point. Outside, runs the count to 3-0.
Nothing wrong with a walk here to load the bases with 1 out.
That'll bring up Smiley, who's on deck. I don't think we've seen Smiley hit yet to this point. And Park shows bunt. Pulls it back, gets the strike.
Obviously taken there on 3-0, so he's set now to 3-1 count. Good hitters count.
Walks Park. Base is loaded for Smiley.
Now batting, number 27, Cam Smiley.
Smiley, 5 for 10 on the season, 500 with a 667 on base and 4 RBI. So he is certainly, even though we haven't seen him hit, he certainly can. Now, what's your thought process here why Stern would bring in cold players off the bench in such a big spot?
I don't know. I haven't seen them play yet this year, so I'm not sure what the thinking is here. But obviously, he's off to a good start here at 2-0.
I mean, to me, somewhat regardless, of course, you want to get your players some PT on opening day, but at the same time, coming off the bench with the bases loaded.
Well, Smiley was effective pitching in game 1.
If he wants to walk in a run, I'm pretty sure Cam Smiley will take it for our best contact hitter on deck.
I'm sure he would at least take 1, if not 2 pitches here. Yeah.
He walked him.
Not even that close.
3 consecutive walks.
And in Campbell's defense, this is a tough situation for him to come in. He certainly wasn't anticipating that. Had to come in without warming up in the bullpen.
And Steve, this is a chance for Zell to really make his mark today. Has struggled ever so slightly today. Has been on base twice with a walk and a hit by pitch in this contest. Earlier today, a single, a steal, and a 1 for 3.
And tough guy to double up. So you got to think if he could just hit the ball on the ground, it's going to be tough for them to turn a double play.
Big at-bat here for the Knights. That's going to be high to Owen Zell. It's quickly 2-1.
Infielders at the edge of the grass.
The 2-2 after that close call.
I have a feeling if a ground ball goes to one of the infielders here, they might even try to come home.
Just high.
Big pitch here. Full count with 1 out.
And that's going to be...
Yeah.
And they get the run, but the run scores, so the fielder's choice for Zell drives in a run. Lowen scores.
And it's a good job by Hazelton just to get the out there because Zell can fly down the line there. And there's a good chance there was still going to be bases loaded with 1 out. So they at least got the out there. But a 3-run lead now for the Knights.
Out there, Blue.
The pitch. McCoy quickly down 2 strikes. Singled and drove in a run in the last inning. The 0-2. And that's going right back up the box. This is going to be a really tough play. And he's safe at home, and there comes another run. The fielder's choice. He makes it with the single and knocks in 2.
You know, you think back to game 1, Paul, and the Knights hit some really hard balls that were just not hit to the right place. They were hit right at the fielders, and they turned double plays. And in this game, we've seen some balls that weren't all that well hit, but they were placed just perfectly.
Twelve to 7. The Knights have added more than a couple of insurance runs here.
They're back to that 5-run lead that they had after the 2nd inning.
You got this one, 3, let's go. See it.
Inside. 2-1 the count.
Well, why would you do that? There's a big mistake. Then what happened?
Gets the outside corner.
It happens more than you think. No, so you know what's funny?
The pitch.
People go.
Straight back.
It happened to Campbell like 2 weeks ago. People go to the dispensary, they have a weed certificate. They're allowed to purchase weed, right? They go buy the weed, and then they try to...
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th.
They bring in the store.
And that's going to do it. But not before. The Knights put 4 on the board as we go to the top of the 7th. It's going to be 12-7 as we go to the top. All right, here we go. Top of the 7th inning. Can the Knights close the door? And for all that talk of the bullpen, Steve Boyer remains in the contest.
And he did a nice job to put the fire out last inning and starts out strong here.
That's definitely a one-way all-day situation there.
1 up, 1 down for Boyer.
Now batting number 13, Andrew Knightsler.
Inside. The interesting thing here, Steve, is I don't think that temperature has gone down 1 degree on the scoreboard, but gosh, it feels like it's gone down about 10 degrees down here where we are.
It feels that way without the sun. It definitely does.
Just off the plate, 3 balls, no strikes. And 4-pitch walk.
No action in the Knights bullpen, so unless they make a move to a position player again, you got to believe that this is Boyer's game to close.
I think they had a couple guys warm, so I don't think it would take long to get someone up. And
Now batting number 8, Eric Sontag.
Sontag with the home run way back in the third inning. He's had 2 on the day. So this is a guy they want to be careful with.
Ulrich Branskram has come in to pinch run at first base.
They almost got him.
And if you come in as a pinch runner, you do not want to get picked off, that's for sure. Especially when you're down by 5 and your run really is only 1 of 5 that you need.
We're struggling to find the plate here. Only needs 2 more outs to close out this game. Paul Miller and Steve Hassinger here with you. We've braved the elements for you. Outside, and it's been 7 consecutive balls for Boyer.
I can't believe it. He said it's not
Those extra runs the Knights scored are really looking big here.
And the same thing happened in the last game as well.
maybe it's just Harry Potter.
There we go.
Got the call on the outside corner.
Comments we are. We're USCA. So it's all the same.
Got the second. Works it, battles back to the 3-2 count.
Yeah, and I think if you just get one more here,
Correct. But there's
I think we'll see him finish this game off pretty quickly.
And he got him.
Yeah.
Got him looking.
Nice job by Zach Boyer coming back there after falling behind 3-0, and as you said, falling 7 straight balls.
Now batting number
Maybe he was just playing possum.
3 straight strikes after that.
And the Hazelton are down to their final out. And the snap throw by Boyer over to first is just a little late.
You can't wear white sleeves. He goes, yeah, you can. Oh, what do you mean you can? You protest it. Nothing's going to happen to these guys. They're employees of Central Penn.
Wild pitch.
Not when you pitch. Yeah. Even Eli's, that's what you can. He hides the ball.
The 1-0.
Watch out.
And there it goes, right to short. Could this be the game? And it is. And Boyer comes on to lock it down. Doesn't get the save because of the offensive output, but does get the W, and the Knights walk off with a 2-game sweep of Penn State Hazleton.
So that's 5 in a row, Paul. The Knights seem to have hit their stride here. The Bats really came alive in Game 2, scoring 12 runs after getting shut out for the first 4 innings in Game 1. I think this is going to be a fun team to watch throughout this entire season.
Nightly News Player of the Game, and this was, we talked about this off air, Gabe Kaufman, not necessarily for his action in the second game, but they hit it on base 6 out of 7 times here, and we're going to see if we can't get Mr. Kaufman for our post-game interview here with Abbee Breski. So give us a moment, and we are hoping to be joined by Mr. Kaufman.
we have Gabe Kaufman here. Had a great day, 6 for 7. So where do you think that comes from? How do you spend it?
Just hard work at practice, staying consistent. That's all I really try to do, and just put a good swing on the ball when I am at the plate.
And what does it feel like to have 2 big wins on a day to celebrate Angel?
It feels great. We miss Angel every day, and I know he would have loved to be a part of this team, especially winning here. I mean, it's great to play here. He loves playing here. We miss him a lot.
Well, thank you so much.
All right, that's going to do it. Paul Miller and Steve Hassinger here with you. Thank you all so much for joining us on this fine afternoon. Of course, you can tune back in on Monday of next week as we take on our arch rivals, Bucks County Community College. Steve, you will not be here with me that time, but you will be here with me in the future, so we look forward to having you back here, Steve. Any final thoughts before we get out of here?
I think the Knights have it going in the right direction now, Paul. Like I said, that's 5 in a row. The offense is definitely there. When you look at that 3, 4, 5 hitters there, I think they really have something to build off of, and I'm excited to see what the rest of the season brings.
Couldn't have said it better myself. All right, for Paul Miller, for Steve Hassinger, for the Nightly News Media Club, we'll see you back here Monday as the Knights take on Bucks County Community